What happens when Louisiana gumbo meets Vietnamese pho with juicy, tender oxtail as the main character? You get Soul Pho Gumbo. Watch this. Here's a look at the ingredients we're going to use to make our pho broth. First up, we're seasoning up this oxtail with that Texas steak rub. This is going to give it that bold, rich flavor that's going to make every bite unforgettable. You can get the seasoning from UncleDibs.com. While that oxtail is soaking up that flavor, chop up 1 onion into quarters. Now heat some oil in a large stock pot over medium-high heat. Sear the oxtail on all sides until it's browned, 3 to 4 minutes per side. This step is non-negotiable. This is where the depth of the flavor begins. Remove the oxtail, and now we're going to build the broth. Start by adding the onion, the garlic. Saute until that's fragrant for about 2 minutes. Then re-add your oxtail. And I'm adding some leftover beef bones for this broth. Next, add beef broth, water, a few bay leaves, some soy sauce, and some sugar. Don't worry, I'll leave all the amounts to this recipe in the description. Add a couple of shakes of fish sauce in there, and then top with some more water and beef broth. Now this is the key. You need to let this simmer on low and slow for a few hours and until the oxtail is nice and tender. While the broth is working its magic, let's prep the gumbo ingredients. Slice up your andouille sausage. Set your sausage to the side, and now it's time to work on that trinity. Start by chopping up your fresh green bell pepper. Dice everything up nice and even. Next, do the same with your white onion. And then finish off with 1 stalk of celery. The trinity is the foundation of all good gumbo, and this is gonna make this Soul Pho Gumbo bussin'. Once you got these ready, set them aside for later. After about 3 hours, let's check on that pho broth. Our pho broth has been going for about 3 hours now, and as it's cooking, impurities are gonna rise to the top. Just grab a spoon and take them out of the broth. Next, remove your bones and your oxtail, looking nice and tender and ready. Set all that to the side, and then we're going to strain out all of the solids. Grab your stock pot and strain that rich broth into a big bowl. All we're doing here is separating the solids from the liquids. I'm going to run that broth through a nice fine mesh strainer and re-add it to my stock pot. It's that simple, y'all. Just take some time. Keep that broth nice and warm on a nice low setting on the stove. Next, tear up your oxtail pieces. I don't even know why I used a knife. You can just use your hands because they'll fall off the bone, baby. Set that oxtail meat to the side. Now let's make that gumbo. Add equal parts oil and flour to a Dutch oven over medium-high heat. You want to keep stirring this roux. Do not let it sit or burn. Keep whisking that roux until it gets to a nice, beautiful chocolate color like this. Once your roux is ready, add your veggies. Add that trinity, the onion, the celery, the bell pepper, and cook them down until they're soft and full of flavor. Now next, we gotta bring some more flavor to the party. We're making gumbo, y'all. We ain't making soup. And this is where this comes in, that Delta dust. This flavor right here would give your gumbo that kick that it needs to get it where it needs to go. It has all the herbs you need, smoked paprika, garlic, cayenne, and more. You can get that seasoning from UncleDibs.com. Next, add some minced garlic. Make sure you add that last so it doesn't burn. And since it's the holidays and I'm in a good mood, add a cup of beer. Let it simmer until the alcohol cooks off. This step adds depth that you won't get anywhere else. It brings that soul to it, shawty. Now it's time for the pho to meet the gumbo. Gradually ladle in your broth and continue to whisk to combine the pho with the gumbo. Next, add your shredded oxtail. Now it's time to add those herbs. That King Creole blend is what you need. It's got thyme, oregano, onion powder, and so much more. No salt. You can get it from UncleDibs.com. Add your sausage last. Bring everything to a boil and then let it simmer on low for 3 hours, stirring every 15 minutes. Now, one of my favorite things about pho is the toppings. Now, one of my favorite parts about eating pho is the toppings. This is your chance to get creative, but I'm going to keep it mostly classic. Just using green onion, jalapenos, cilantro, and some limes. This dish is all about merging flavors, and these toppings will brighten up every single bite. Also, this is a good time to start getting your rice together as well. Jasmine rice works perfect with this dish. Now that we put in all this work, let's eat. When it's ready, ladle your Soul Pho Gumbo into a nice big bowl. And trust me, you're going to want to grab the biggest bowl you got. Once you got enough, go ahead and add your favorite toppings and garnishes. Don't forget to add your white rice, and then finish off with your favorite sauces as well. This bowl is about flavor and personality. Don't hold back. And this is Soul Pho Gumbo. Y'all gotta try this out and let me know what you think. To get this full recipe, visit my site, uncledibs.com.
That's good, shorty.